Hello everyone and welcome back to the X-Ring. I hope you're doing well today. We are at beautiful Clinton House Plantation down here in South Carolina. A little overcast today, a little chilly, but I am here to introduce the new KAHLES K540i. So if you want to see what this is all about, stick around. All right, so if you're watching this video, the date is probably January the 9th, and I've actually had this for a few weeks. I've been testing and evaluating it, and guys, this is an unbelievable optic. So here it is in all its glory. For those that might not be familiar with KAHLES, KAHLES is actually a European scope manufacturer. It started about 123 years ago in Vienna, Austria. It is still located in Austria, and it is actually owned by Swarovski now. They purchased them in 1974. They do still work independently, but they do make some top quality sport optics. So what makes this K540i so unique? Well, we're going to get into that. So let's do a little backstory first. You know, in long range shooting, we typically don't use really big power, like in PRS competition or in ruck style matches or anything. It's all about having that field of view, having that usable viewing area. And so typically we're working in that 15 to about 20 power range. That's good enough to pretty much shoot any PRS match. But what you started to see a few years ago was scope manufacturers started adding more power. You had companies like Night Force doing the 7 to 35. You had Vortex coming up with more power. You had ZCO coming up with their 8 to 40. Well, KAHLES has just introduced the K540, and this isn't just about power, guys. What we're going to do is we're going to start at the objective, we're going to work our way to the rear, and we're going to talk about all the features because it is extremely feature rich. Okay, starting at the objective, you have a 56mm objective, which tapers down to a 36mm main tube. So coming back from the 36mm main tube, you have your saddle area. You've got your elevation turret that you're used to seeing, but there are some unique things about this elevation turret. Okay, so it does have the pop-up, which you're going to see on most of your higher end scopes, like your Vortex, like your ZCOs, like your Schmitz. You're going to see a pop-up dial that's going to tell you if you're in your first revolution or if you're in your second or third revolution. So this pops up in the same way. The other thing about it is on the KAHLES, it gives you the ability to have the parallax knob on the top. And so if you're not used to that, you might wonder why that's the case. If you look at it here from a right-handed shooter's perspective, you can order this scope with your windage on the left, elevation on the top, parallax on the top. What this will enable you to do is while you're on the rifle, you can do everything and manipulate it with your left hand. You also have twist guard located here on the windage, so if you bump the windage, this will actually free spin. You know, I don't know how well that works, but I can see in theory that that could work really well. Also, if you're not used to a left side windage, if you're used to coming up and reaching for your parallax, you can shift that windage very quickly. It does have a little bit of a learning curve, but it's extremely fast. Parallax is adjusted here with this twist ring, and you can also get larger twist rings on top of it. On the right side, it is a full illuminated reticle. Not just the center crosshairs, but everything in there is going to be illuminated on this dial. When you get to the max, it's going to give you everything it has as far as battery power. It is almost daytime bright. You'll see kind of like a deep red, but that's all you're going to be able to see out of it. The other thing they do is up under the parallax knob, they do have the tool to be able to set your stops. This does have a zero stop, but the beauty of it is if you don't want a zero stop, you can actually basically take that out or work it out of the system or out of the equation. Working on back from here, what you're gonna see is this large ocular. And guys, this is where all the magic happens. So this isn't just about power. This is very similar to the K340i that was released recently. And what this large ocular does is it gives you a huge field of view and better eye relief, even on 40 power. Guys, just a few minutes ago, I was shooting on 40 power out at 900 yards, and I didn't have to get perfect inside of the back of that scope to be able to see my target. All right, so unfortunately, I can't put the trigger cam on there. I know that the target is 900 yards, that's 6.6. Very, very tactile clicks on here. Let me go ahead and adjust my parallax. Man, forgiving eye box. Guys, we are on 40 power right now. And like I said, it is super, super forgiving. Even on full max power, yeah, I don't have to be perfectly behind the rifle. I can see the Mirage is moving left to right. I'm gonna say about 8/10. So I'm gonna go 8/10 left. I'm gonna dial it. And here we go. Impact. All right, so I know there's plenty of you guys that have shot here at the Clinton house, but basically this is the barricade location. You guys can see all the stages there, and then right there is going to be that Hamburger Hill. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spin the camera around. I'm going to zoom in those targets so you can see them a little bit better. All right, so from the barricade position, you've got the lake down there, which is 500-ish yards. And then as you start to go up this hill, this is where it's going to be like 980-ish. And you guys are going to see, I'm going to zoom in as much as this camera will let me. That is with an iPhone, and that's target left and 2 on the right. All right, so to give you guys a full evaluation, I was actually going to shoot at 980 yards. This was some stages they had from the AG Cup that were up on the hill. I already did this once. Ironically, I forgot to turn on my lapel mic. I'm just going to do one take here so you guys can see it. Regardless, hopefully the audio turns out well this time. We're going to go to Hamburger Hill up at the top. The scope is crystal clear. Actually looks pretty calm right now. I think the thermals have come down. We're going to start with the full left side IPSC. It's 4/10. Here we go. Impact. Center. Let's go to the circle. Yellow strap. Impact. Looks dead center. I had no twisting. And we'll go red. Just off right. I made that the first go around. And there it is. Dead center. Guys, this is a phenomenal scope. It really is. You're going to get what you pay for it. Let's just be honest. It's how it comes down to it. And as technology and improvements start to happen, I think that's something you're going to start seeing along the way, is you'll probably start seeing bigger oculars, because it does make a huge difference, especially with the eye relief, the forgiveness of it, and I am truly impressed with this optic. I'll still continue to shoot my Zeiss and my ZCOs and the KAHLES and the Night Force, but this is definitely a formidable opponent, no doubt about it. And the layout is really nice, and it does offer something very unique by having that left side windage knob. I'm not familiar with any other companies that do that. Big thanks to KAHLES for allowing me to review this optic, especially prior to the launch date. You guys take care. Have a great weekend.